or no problem turns into a full hearing with arguments, attitude, and absolutely zero self-awareness. All because one person refused to accept the tiniest inconvenience. Have you ever seen someone fight harder over a GPS monitor than they fought over the actual case? Let's go ahead and dive in.
Thank you for coming up.
Yes, Your Honor.
So what we were talking about was what was the status and what we needed to do today and what were the changes that need to be made. Can you lay those out for me?
The only change as of right now, according to the order that needs to be made, is the device switch to the device we're using in our department.
Okay. And what device did he have previously?
He has a device with safe monitoring solutions. So prior to us getting the contract for our own GPS devices, all defendants were referred out to a third party for GPS installation.
Very good. Okay. So can you take care of that for me?
I talked to his office and they told me repeatedly that I could keep my current company that I've been using since last December. We're almost at trial and my billing is through a third party. And at the moment, I can't pay to switch devices. So we're almost there, we're almost at trial. And suddenly with, what was it, a day's notice? Something like that. They requested me to change devices.
How long ago was that?
That was at July 4th. So okay. I think it was the 3rd, right before the holiday. And they told me I'm in full compliance. So he's saying that he's requesting me to switch companies, but the office, he even told me last time I spoke to him, I'm in full compliance. There's no need to switch. We're almost at trial. It's August 12th.
There is a need to switch that he's argued. Is there the possibility of doing the exclusion zone that you're requesting and him be on the system that he's on right now, and you still be able to oversee his pre-trials?
Not as immediate as we are now. Since it's through a third party, if a violation was to occur, the third party will receive that violation and then notify us via email. How long that takes, maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, versus the immediate violation coming to the officer, text, email, once it occurs.
Okay, and is there a reason for concern that there are violations?
The concern that was brought up was from San Marcos Police Department.
And what's that?
Being around San Marcos City Hall, taking pictures of vehicles.
Which is untrue.
Okay, what's that about?
I wasn't at City Hall. I went to the area behind the Catholic Church here in town, and I never went near. I drove by City Hall, but then I received, that's his explanation, it's untrue. I never did that. And I have a GPS monitor on my ankle. He should know that, right?
Well, I think that's the point, is that he can't know it because it has to go through a third party.
He said 45 minutes. That's, how long ago was that? A month ago, almost?
It was this month, July.
So do you have evidence that he was in the location that you're alleging?
I have not asked Safe Monitoring Solutions if he was around that location during that time period.
Yeah, so with 1 day's notice, or I believe, maybe 2, I didn't even go to the location. They requested an exclusion zone, me to change companies. San Marcos PD would not provide an explanation. At least he would not give me their explanation.
They have an officer from San Marcos Police Department available.
Can you approach, sir? Okay. So the question here is about location of Mr. Dickerson. And do you have knowledge of that?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. Can you raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right. You can put your arm down. What's your name?
My name is Joseph Osborne.
Okay. And how are you employed?
I work as a police officer at San Marcos Police Department.
Okay. And so tell me what's going on that we need a change for the defendant's conditions.
So on July 1st, I was made aware of a call for service at City Hall where Mr. Dickerson went up there and was taking videos and pictures of buildings in that area, which is right next to St. John's Church. And then an employee who was about to walk into the building suddenly turned around and noticed that Mr. Dickerson was right behind him recording with his cell phone. And then when he questioned him about it, Mr. Dickerson told him that it was kind of just a case of mistaken identity. And then from my understanding, that was also confirmed by that third-party GPS monitoring system that he was at City Hall on that date.
Okay.
Are we being serious right now? We're really dedicating court time, staff time, and oxygen to debate about switching a GPS tracking monitor like it's a heated custody battle. And listen, I get the defendant's frustration. His trial date is coming up and he doesn't want to spend money on something he thinks he shouldn't have had to change in the first place. But this level of resistance over a device swap is insane, especially when you realize the state's offering to handle the financial burden, so he doesn't even have to worry about that part. Yet somehow we're here arguing over a minor inconvenience like it's a constitutional crisis. And here's where it gets better. The defendant starts lying straight to the judge's face about not being at City Hall, even though the GPS he currently has confirmed it. This is like denying you ate a cookie while crumbs are falling off your shirt. I genuinely cannot tell if he has a strategy or if he's just bored and trying to spice up his week. Because lying about something that can be disproven in seconds, that's not legal strategy, that's self-sabotage in HD. Maybe he's furious about the switch, maybe he's just allergic to being told what to do, or maybe the current device benefits him way more than he's willing to admit. Because when someone fights this hard over a device swap, it's rarely about the device. And honestly, if he's been getting away with more on the slower, older model, then of course he doesn't want an upgrade that tracks him in real time. At this point, I'm convinced he's not arguing practically, he's arguing convenience and breaking rules. And that's the kind of fight defendants love until it backfires, which it absolutely will.
Anything else you want to tell the court?
No, sir.
State, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, any questions?
Well, yes. The first most important thing is, was I at City Hall, yes or no? Was I outside City Hall?
Yes,
Do you have evidence of that?
there's cameras on City Hall, yes.
Okay, do you have pictures, any evidence here? Have you sent it to the court?
No, this is not that type of a hearing.
Isn't it? It's about an exclusion zone, correct? And you came here just to verify the reason for an exclusion zone. So
Yeah, which is what I just told the court.
the truth is exactly what I told you. I parked on the edge of the parking. I drove past City Hall. There's a parking lot adjacent to the Catholic Church. I got out, went behind the Catholic Church. My phone was out. I had headphones in. I don't know how he would think that. First of all, is it illegal to take video or pictures now? Is that an issue? There's no reason that would be a problem.
Issue there with him being at City Hall.
I could speak to that as well, Judge. For me, it's just concern. And on behalf of the police department, it's concern that sometimes we've seen in the past that that's a probing type behavior when someone's planning targeted violence. They'll go to a location such as the City Hall, examine what kind of security measures are in place and kind of controlled access, which was an additional concern for me when the employee that was attempting to get into the building noticed how closely he was being followed behind.
Okay. Is there anything, have there been any charges for any threats?
No, there have not. Again, that was just concern. It wasn't a criminal charge or criminal offense.
Okay. Do you need to go to the City Hall?
Perhaps. My father owns a real estate investment company. And if I accompany him, I might need to go to City Hall. And depending on the distance from the location, that's right in central San Marcos. And so on a daily basis, I might need to go by there. It doesn't make sense. Why would I need an additional exclusion zone for City Hall? I've done nothing. They don't even know if I was taking pictures or video. It's just ridiculous. I think anyone could see that. It doesn't make sense. And we're almost at trial. And like I said, his office said that I was in full compliance and I could keep my current company. There's no evidence of any wrongdoing for an additional exclusion zone. They told me I could keep the same company, yet here I'm being requested to change it when I had the arrangements already made through trial for payment. It just doesn't make any sense.
Very good. State, would you like to add anything? Any argument?
Your Honor, obviously, there's pretty serious charges that the defendant is facing. We are set for jury trial based on my review of the evidence, and I'm sure the court has access to the probable cause affidavit. I think the court can also understand the safety concerns of the San Marcos Police Department. I don't think the defendant has articulated any particular reason other than financial hardship, in which case we can look into alternatives in terms of the court covering those costs of switching to the GPS provider that pretrial services needs to be able to actually continuously monitor him. I don't think it's an unreasonable burden, and given the safety issues in this particular case, I think it's warranted.
Okay. May I say something?
May?
I think that the requirement to have a GPS might itself be removed. Look what I'm dealing with. This is since December, right? So that's 8 months I've been wearing this. No issues. And when they do come up with something, I went to the church. I had my phone out, which Okay, how many people are doing that? It doesn't make sense that they.
Are you saying you weren't on City Hall grounds?
No, I wasn't. Well, I wasn't at City Hall, the building itself, but their parking lot is adjacent to. I don't know how the buildings are, the ownership there, but I wasn't at City Hall. I know where City Hall is. I passed it.
Do you deny that you were taking videos of someone going into City Hall?
Yes, I deny it.
Either this guy's doing something he's not supposed to be doing, or he just really enjoys testing how far he can push the justice system before it pushes back. Because if the state is literally removing the financial burden for switching the monitor, this shouldn't even be a debate. It should have been a quick signature and a have a nice day, yet here we are burning daylight over one of the pettiest disagreements to ever hit a courtroom docket. Just change the monitor and move on with your life. It's not that deep. And he's been on it for 8 months already, so the idea that he just can't handle switching right before the trial is honestly laughable. But what's more interesting is that little City Hall situation. From the sounds of it, if he was actually there filming people, he wasn't there for inspiration or street photography hobby. He was doing it to provoke, agitate, or get reactions out of people, which is textbook behavior for someone who thrives on attention. And while filming in public is totally legal, there's a difference between exercising your rights and weaponizing them. That just puts the judge in a weird position, protecting rights while also dealing with someone who's weaponizing those rights to cause chaos. It's like babysitting a law student who only learned amendments 1 through 5 on TikTok. At the end of the day, he's making this way harder than it needs to be. Let me know what you guys think. Is he being difficult on purpose, or does he genuinely believe that he's some kind of civil rights pioneer for refusing a GPS upgrade? Either way, nothing about the situation screams take the monitor off.
It's untrue. And so what I'm saying is that the GPS right now is an expense and it's not providing any benefit to the state or to myself, because they should have, it should work both ways, right? I was wearing a GPS. They should know I was not outside City Hall. Yet they're claiming they have this evidence that I was. I just think that the GPS itself is just at this redundant at this point.
Okay, his point is well made. Is there any evidence from the third party that you have requested afterwards to show that he was at City Hall?
Due to Mr. Dickerson not being assigned to me, I have to get my laptop to check the officer notes.
Okay, well, let's check it. I mean, let's know what's going on if we're going to accuse him of something. Anything else you want to add?
No,